Yeah, okay, so $5 trillion in tax hikes. Really? Well, here's what President Biden said about it all in Philadelphia today. Take a listen.
The point is that every time I talk about things, people talk about it like this is an overwhelming burden on the taxpayer. It's going to save money for the taxpayer. No, it really does. Save money for the taxpayers and generate growth. That's how the economy grows.
All right, this is great stuff. It's going to save money for the taxpayer. You only think it's a tax hike. And I think, well, first of all, let's bring in Scott Hodge, President Emeritus and Senior Policy Advisor at the Tax Foundation, and my brother, Steve Moore, FreedomWorks Chief Economist, Committee to Unleash Prosperity, author of Govzilla. Let's put up on the full screen just a smattering of the tax hikes that we are finding out. This still is a moving target, and it depends what you're looking at, but there they are, fellas. You can feast your eyes on that. Scott Hodge, I want to begin with you. Actually, there's some wonderful stuff in here. Raising the corporate tax, that'll damage workers. Wealth taxes, doubling the capital gains tax. Medicare taxes, which, by the way, some of which will be add-ons, some of which will be brand new. They're going after small businesses, subchapter S, as I understand it. Correct. Tell us about that from your early perusings of this brilliant document.
I would really define this as an attack on American business writ large. It's about $3.5 trillion worth of tax increases on businesses. $3 trillion of that is for corporations. The rest is for small businesses. And on every tax rate, we would end up with the highest tax rate in the world. In the highest corporate tax rate, when you add on state rates, highest individual tax rate, which would be well over 50%, and the highest capital gains rate in the industrialized world. So this is way beyond anything that's ever been proposed before, outside of Elizabeth Warren and Bernie Sanders.
Well, that's it, but that's the way I read this. By the way, just as an aside, I just saw this before we went on the air. They're doubling the repatriation tax rate,
yes,
which we had down to about 10%, 12%. They're taking that up to 21%. So money will remain offshore, will it not? I mean, this was an important part of the Trump tax cuts.
They are trying to punish American businesses for doing business abroad. It's $1 trillion tax increase on the foreign earnings of U.S. businesses, which combined with the higher corporate tax rate, will make U.S. businesses uncompetitive in the global economy.
You think this is going to grow the economy? That's what they're saying. This is good for growth, Steve Moore.
You know, imagine that they actually did all of these things, all of the tax increases that Scott was talking about. Don't forget they want to tax unrealized capital gains. So you make $100,000 on a stock and you have to pay taxes on it, and people go, where do I get the money to pay for that? I mean, it's almost as if an enemy combatant wanted to destroy the American economy, this would be a very good plan to do it. I actually think if you put in all these taxes, and you're talking about, by the way, given the fact that the capital gains tax goes up to, what, 40%, I know this plan, but don't forget, you also pay the inflation tax. You're talking about, in many cases, people paying 60% capital gains tax. If you actually did this, I think it could actually cause a 1929 crash in the stock market. Now, I know, that they don't care about the stock market because they think it's only rich people that care about that, but every 401k plan is invested in the stock market.
But Steve, the rich don't pay their fair share.
So I got these numbers. I got the numbers right from the Tax Foundation.
That is what Joe Biden says again and again.
Top 1%, correct me if I'm wrong, Scott, pay 42% of the income tax. That's an all-time record. And we don't have this is the other thing. We don't have a revenue problem in Washington right now. We're collecting all-time high revenues. We have an overspending problem. And you haven't even mentioned one other quick thing, Larry. This budget also increases government spending in the year 2024 by $500 billion. It's tax and spend, tax and spend, tax and spend.
It gets it, by the way, as a share of GDP, it gets it up to 25% of GDP and keeps it there, which is an all-time, I think it's an all-time record high, or a peacetime all-time record high. By the way, Scott Hodge, I want to come back to the small business thing because they're getting killed in this. For example, the Medicare, the 5% Medicare will now apply to subchapter S LLCs. It didn't before. It's not just an add-on. That's just another 5 percentage points, plus other stuff. If you raise the top rate, which they're going to raise a few percentage points, that affects the small business. So this is the slaughter small business tax approach.
Exactly. And this really all started with Obamacare, with this, what they call the net investment tax that was put on to fund. And that started with investment income. It keeps creeping into regular income, and now it's into small business income. So if you own a pasture business, a factory, and so forth, you're going to pay this extra 5% on top of what you're already paying.
And Steve, another point I want to ask about or remind our friend Art Laffer. Higher tax rates, lower tax revenues. Whatever you're estimating is going to come in lower. There'll be massive tax avoidance. There'll be massive offshoring of investments. And by the way, won't there be a decline in the economy? I mean, this stuff is bad for economic growth. They won't get anything from what they think they're going to get.
I don't know if they really care. It's almost like they just want to punch the rich people right in the nose because they don't like people getting rich. And, you know, look, I like rich people. I want to be rich. I think most of the people watching this show want to be rich. They're the people who create the jobs and the businesses and make America great. Now, all workers do. But you're right. I mean, the evidence, let's just look at the Trump tax cuts, which you played such a big role on. The revenues went up. They didn't go down. We have more revenues than ever before. So, you know, look, I despair. The good news is this budget's never going to pass.
Right.
But the bad news, and maybe this is more good news, if you care about the future of this country, what they're doing is they're basically saying, if you give us control of everything like we had before, this is what we're going to do.
Which is possible. We're going to talk about that in the next segment.
Yeah.
The politics are tricky. 15 seconds, Scott. The Trump tax cuts expire in 25. Is that a true statement?
That's right.
Across
After
the board.
2025, all
expire.
the individual provisions expire. The corporate tax rate at 21% stays permanent forever.
Which they want to take to 28.
Which they want to take to 28.
All right. Scott Hodge, Steve Moore, thank you, fellas. Joe Biden, no thank you.